Hello everyone, happy March, happy St. Patrick's Day, which I think is just around the corner or something. I don't fucking know. You ever think about like what the hell is St. Patrick's Day? I don't know. I've never looked into it. Okay, I just know that it's like green. Okay. In February, I read 28 minus 26 books. So 2 books. You know, sometimes you have a bad month. Sometimes you have a busy month. You know, February is a shorter month, okay? Most months are like 30, 31 days. February is 28 or 29, depending on the year. So, you know, I probably could have snuck in another like 10 books if I just had those couple extra days. But the first of 2 books that I read in February was How to Save Your Human Invader by Arden. This is the second book in the Coveted Bond series. The first book is called How to Train Your Human Omega or something. So this book follows Bryce, who is a soldier with PTSD. He's missing a leg. This is his first big mission, and his goal is to get back this guy named Clay, who was the star of the first book. Because all the humans think Clay has been kidnapped, but no, he's just been mated because he's an Omega. So anyway, Bryce is like exploring this fucking alien planet, and he almost gets attacked by this like tiger thing, but he gets saved by one of these aliens named Katari, who falls in love with him because Bryce is an Omega, but he doesn't know that he's an Omega. And then they start like adventuring together, and they fall in love and whatever. I don't fucking know. I will be honest and say that the first book didn't do much for me. Did not love it. Gave it 3 stars. It was really just okay. This one, step up, still not the best alien romance that I've ever read. Alien romance, for some reason, has just not been hitting. I think, honestly, a lot of it is just too silly for me right now. And I need, like, a little more, like, I want serious romance, okay? And, like, this was not The Fading, you know, but this was also not, like, A Little Life, which I'm not looking for A Little Life. That's, like, I don't want that far. I don't need that. The romance in this one was really strong. The dynamic between Bryce and Katari, very successful. There's not a lot of miscommunication, which I really liked, and any miscommunication that there was solved very quickly, like within a couple pages, which was awesome. Really, there was like an outside plot, which I think was the driving force of the book, but I'm gonna be honest, the outside plot was kind of shit. There was this weird twist at the end that I just thought was unnecessary and like literally only there to pad out the book. Also, again, going back to the serious thing, I wish this book was a little more serious because in the beginning of the book especially, it's really suggested that Bryce has PTSD and a lot of trauma because of his missing leg. And I feel like we never really see a lot of that in the book. Like, it's definitely there, it's definitely present, it's definitely mentioned, okay, but I wish that it was more of a focal point, because then it would have made the book feel a little more heavy, a little more serious, which is what I wanted. I still think this book was a big step up from the last one, so I give it 4 stars, but I am very generous with romance novels. So, you know. The second book that I read, which was very different, was Fundamentally by Nussaibah Younis. This is a, like, contemporary dark comedy book about this girl named Nadia who has just broken up with her like longtime kind of girlfriend, and as a way of like reprieve gets a job with the UN to de-radicalize ISIS brides in Iraq. So she goes to Iraq and she's working with the UN there, and then she really falls in with this one ISIS bride named Sarah, who is British just like Nadia is, and she's really like, oh my god, you know, like, we're kind of the same, and I want to save this poor girl, and, like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I read this as an e-arc from NetGalley and Penguin Books, so thank you very much, you guys. I really appreciate it. But this book is out if you are interested. I think what really hooked me about this book to start was the concept. I just thought it was such a cool concept, but ultimately I think this book was not 100% for me. I think it's a very cynical book. And I am not against a little bit of cynicism, okay? Fuck, I'm a fucking cynic, okay? But I also don't love reading or watching content, consuming content that is super cynical. Like, that's why I've never watched BoJack Horseman, because I just, like, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy it. Like, I'm sure it's funny. This book is funny. It's a funny book, but it's also very cynical, and I think it would probably be very similar to BoJack Horseman if I had watched BoJack Horseman, which I have not. Every character in this book is shitty and stupid and an asshole. Every political leader is corrupt. Every organization is mismanaged. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing to take a lens of like, oh, the things that we do are frequently wrong and bad and like whatever. And I don't know. I don't fucking know what the UN is doing. Maybe they are fucking mismanaged as shit. Okay, I don't know. I just don't love reading about it, right? I think the ending is good. And I think ultimately it's a story that is kind of hopeful and that is kind of based on friendship and family and love and care and saying, look, you can't maybe change the way a person is, but you can, you know, give them support and help them reconnect with the people who they love. I really liked it when it was more interpersonal drama and less like weird, cynical political drama. To be clear, I thought it was very well written, and I think definitely very funny. If you're like, I want a funny fucking book, okay, this one will work for you. I give it 3 stars though, and I would recommend it if you are interested. Okay, that's both of the books that I read in February. So, have I read any books yet in March? No. We're about a third of the way through and I haven't read any fucking books in March yet. So, you know, it might honestly end up being none this month. None books. But we'll see. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay.